Hi, today we're going to talk about the importance of drafting a will. Most people believe that it is only the rich who need to draft a will. That is incorrect. Anybody from the age of 16 can have a will executed. And having a will, it is crucial because it allows you, it gives you control over what would happen after you pass away. For instance, in terms of our law, when you pass away, your estate has to be reported to the Master of the High Court, and an executor will be appointed to administer your estate. So the executor, if you have not drafted a will and nominated an executor, then it means that it's up to your family to nominate somebody who will become an executor of your estate. And sometimes there is a lot of friction as to who should be appointed, especially where there's children and a parent, or a person has divorced previously and there's children from the previous marriage and children from the current marriage. There might be tensions between the wife and the children, and that would lead to conflict and delays. So if you have a will, you nominate an executor of your estate in the will. So that avoids a problem where there is challenges. Secondly, when if you have children below the age of 18, in your will you can appoint your guardian, who will be the guardian of your children when you pass away. And if you are the person, the one parent who has guardianship, and the other person, the parent does not have guardianship either because they've passed away or they never had the guardianship over the child. So if you don't have a will, your child can be put to stay with somebody else that you would not necessarily have wanted. Okay. So, but if you appoint a guardian in your will, that is the person that will take care of your child according to your wishes. All you need to do then, if you're going to choose a guardian in your will, please make sure that the person you're choosing as your guardian is willing to take care of your child when you have passed away. They should not come as a surprise, because sometimes people might not be willing to be a guardian of your child. So have respect for them and let them know, or ask them rather, whether they would be willing to become the guardian of your child before you put them into the will as the guardian. Again, having a will allows you to set up a trust and appoint a trustee. If you have children below the age of 18, or children with disabilities who can never take care of themselves, what happens when you pass away is that if there is assets that you have, there's money that you have, that money is going to be taken to the guardian's fund for the state to administer it, and to be given to the child as when it's a child below the age of 18. All of the money will be given to them when they turn 18. And we all know that a child who is 18 years old is not really prepared to have a lot of money into their account. They might not have the ability to administer a lot of money and take care of themselves. So if again you have a child who is a drug addict, when you pass away without a will, you might have the child getting all the money that you have left, and they might misuse it on drugs. So if you have a trust, you can ensure that the trustees at least take care of the money and take care of the needs of your child as and when it is necessary. And then we have those children that we know they cannot handle money. If they have money, they spend all of it. So if you have put their benefit in a trust, that also helps, because the trustees will be able to take care of their needs and ensure that they do not misuse it. It is also possible to express your wishes for your burial. Often, a lot of people fight as to where the deceased will be buried. But if you put it in your will to say, I want to be buried at a certain place, this is how I want to be buried, then your family will be forced to bury you where you asked, without having to resort to the courts to ask the courts to give them permission to bury you where they think it is necessary. The only challenge with putting your wishes for burial in a will is that often a will is read after your death. So you might find that you were buried, and when the will is read, you were actually buried at a place where you do not want to be buried. So if you put your wishes as to how you need to be buried in your will, please make sure that your family know where you want to be buried, or make sure that you leave instructions that your will should be read before you get buried, so that your family will know where you want to be buried. Otherwise, it might create problems. You find that you get buried at a particular place, and then because your will is read after, then your family is forced to exhume you and bury you at another place.